Here's a chain that's in the top 100 crypto rank by market cap. However, for a lot of people, it has still been flying under the radar. But you really should be paying attention to Sui because it has all the potential in the world to move up those spots within the top 100. It's got a rapidly growing ecosystem which covers plenty of major crypto verticals. Its main focus is on gaming, but it also covers RWAs, DePIN, and DeFi. We really continue to be impressed, and so today in this video, we're counting down our top 3 favorite projects within the Sui ecosystem. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. I wish you the best of luck if you choose to invest, whether that's within the Sui ecosystem or elsewhere. I hope you do very well. Just remember that I'm not a financial or investment advisor, and as such, this video is not official financial or investment advice. We begin here at number 1 with SUDO Finance, and with SUDO we're entering the DeFi space, decentralized finance. More specifically, SUDO Finance allows you to trade in RWA derivatives, that's real-world assets. And as the word DeFi already implies, this is a decentralized platform, of course, for trading synthetics. And the thing is, SUDO's synthetics are real-world assets, but tokenized. However, SUDO gives you access to first-class assets. So for example, we're talking stocks, commodities. Now, keep in mind that a synth mimics the underlying asset. So in other words, you don't own the real asset. Instead, you own a wrapped on-chain representation of it. So think Tesla, Nvidia. Furthermore, SUDO also offers leverage trading for synthetics up to 25 times. Leverage allows you to borrow funds and trade with that borrowed capital. And that means that leverage can multiply your earnings if you trade successfully. However, it also multiplies your losses if your trade was not successful. So look, you're a big boy or a big girl and you can make your own decisions, but I would caution you to be careful when trading with leverage. Make sure that you understand what you're doing, first of all, and I'll wish you good fortune if that's what you want to do, if that's how you want to move forward. If you use SUDO, one of the benefits is that it has zero slippage. So synthetics allow you to take positions, but you don't have to buy the original asset or sell it. And to make sure that the protocol is always up to date, it uses an oracle. This is because blockchains cannot communicate with the outside world. That's why they use oracles. SUDO uses Pyth as an oracle. Pyth is a project that we've covered that we're quite fond of. It specializes in financial data and offers very fast and very frequent updates. And in case you become a liquidity provider on SUDO, you can then earn a share of the fees. You can provide SUI, USDC, or USDT. And in return, you'll receive SLP. This token represents your share of a liquidity pool on SUDO. It is the liquidity provider token. Not to be confused with the in-game token, by the way, for Axie Infinity, which just so happens to also be called SLP. SUDO Finance ranks number 23rd on the Sui chain as measured by TVL, total value locked. However, as we see it, and the way that RWAs are developing, it could actually climb the ranks pretty substantially in the near future. Just keep in mind that because SUDO works with synthetics, it also has correspondingly limited trading hours. This also affects minting or withdrawing SLP. Today's YouTube video is all about the Sui ecosystem, and this spotlight video is also sponsored by Sui. You may not have noticed lately, but Sui is really fast becoming a home for some of the terrific airdrops that are out there and that are available to you. Deepbook, Sui's premier gateway for liquidity, has already had one airdrop and a second one is on the way, coming soon. Other Sui ecosystem projects are airdropping soon as well, and the easiest way to get them is by buying Sui, SUI, and holding it in the Sui Wallet. There is a new mobile version available for you to try, and you can do so by clicking the link in the description of this video below. Okay, coming in at number 2 here on this list of Sui ecosystem projects is Karrier One. This is also a DePIN project in Sui's lineup, and it's one that introduces a new mobile network. This allows you to generate creativity where you need it. It's establishing a 5G network infrastructure, and this is community-owned and is commercial grade. This also makes it the first network in the world with this particular setup. And so as a result, anyone can connect, for example, individuals, communities, businesses if they want, and they can do this in 2 different ways. They can provide services to other network carriers, or they can use their own private user base. Karrier One does this by combining licensed and unlicensed radio spectrum. And this is effectively creating a new form of global telecommunications layer. What makes it interesting is that you, as a consumer, can be wearing two different hats. You can be the service provider, and at the same time, you can also be a stakeholder. And Karrier One offers a fast and secure service based on low tariffs and fair pricing. This is how it wants to break up monopolies of the centralized wireless infrastructure. You probably especially understand this pain point. If you're a Canadian like me, you can understand the need for this kind of innovation. And Karrier One wants to aim its services to underserved communities. So, for example, the Six Nations Reserve in Canada. A full 17% of the Canadian population actually lives in rural areas. In the United States, by contrast, it's a similar number, 14%. And there's no reliable connectivity in these areas. And even where there is, it tends to be very expensive. For example, the US has the most expensive mobile data in the world. So if I take it one step further, a full third of the world's population is not connected, which means that Karrier One has many addressable markets and lots of areas in which to work. There's also going to be a native token called KONE, K-O-N-E. That's part of the KONE DAO. And in due time, if you stake KONE, you can take part in governance. It's also going to be used for payments in the ecosystem, for gas fees, and as a reward. Okay, finally, last but not least here on our list, as I was saying, Sui's main focus is gaming. So I want to take a look here at our final entry, which is Fallen Arena. This is part of the E4C gaming series by Ambrus Studios. You can use all in-game assets in the form of NFTs in the follow-up game Final Salvation. However, that is still under development. Fallen Arena is a MOBA, or a multiplayer online battle arena game. It's set in the year 2100, and the game has E4C Rangers as NFTs that combat environmental deterioration. The premise is that the human race is about to become extinct, but the Rangers have come to the rescue. The Earth's temperature rose by 4 degrees Celsius, hence the name E4C, Earth 4 degrees Celsius. Currently, we're in Series 5 of the E4C Rangers, Nanas. Unfortunately, they're sold out already, so if you want one, you're going to need to get on a secondary marketplace. Holding a Ranger gives you various perks. So, for example, there's access to the E4C governance token. You can receive airdrops for in-game assets, and you can join a private club and receive whitelists for future projects. And really, this is all a lead up to the follow-up game, which, as I mentioned, is Final Salvation. This is a 3v3 mobile MOBA, so you can get involved in Fallen Arena and collect as many NFTs and in-game assets as possible right now. This will set you up very well for a terrific start in Final Salvation.